Hey y'all, Jamie here. Proud 55-year-old trans woman from New Orleans. So, where last I left off? Well, it was Mardi Gras, 1991. Okay. Mardi Gras of 1991, and I was 20 years old, going on 21. And I was working double shifts and I was high on Black Mollies at the French Casino on Bourbon Street. And y'all, this young group of people came in to watch a friend of mine dance on stage. That's what they said when they came in. And then they got really rude and they were screaming at her, "Put it back on," when she took her dress off, and I saw red and I attacked one of the girls. Okay? I stormed straight down to that end of the bar. I had a full big to-go cup of soda and crushed ice, threw it all in her face, spun her around, threw it all in her face, dragged her by her hair off the bar stool onto the floor, and I jumped on top of her and started beating the piss out of this girl. And all five of her friends that had come in with her, yeah, they all jumped me too. I had her underneath me. One girl jumped on my back and grabbed a piece of broken glass from a beer glass that fell on the floor and broke and started trying to cut me on my back. I had one guy punching me in my head, standing over my head with one foot on either side of my head, right? The other guy behind me trying to kick me. They're all beating me. They're all beating on me, and I'm beating this girl's head into the floor the whole time. The police come in, okay? About 6 or 7 cops come into the bar, and they start yanking them off of me one by one. They're just peeling me out from under the pile, right? And Joe Nucio, the owner of the bar, yanked me up off of this girl, and he was like, "You motherfucker, how dare you come in my bar and start this shit during the busiest time of the year?" Ooh, he was pissed at me, y'all. He wanted to beat me. And Joe Nucio was kind of known for laying hands on the girls. Listen, he would beat a doll. Like, he would beat a doll. And he didn't beat me, but he fired me. He told me, "You got to take your ass and go home, you high bitch." And when the police were throwing those people out, right? The girl's walking by me and she's like, "You fucking whore," and all of this. And I just looked at her over the cop's shoulder and I said, "Bitch, trash was meant to be thrown out." And then she went off and tried to attack me over the cop again, and they had to pull her out. It was a mess. A mess. I was covered in cuts from broken glass all over the floor. I went home looking scratched up, cut up. Somewhere I've got a picture of it, of me holding my cat with all these cuts all over my knees and arms. But yeah, that's what happened. And then, so y'all, after Mardi Gras, right after Mardi Gras, Mickey and I get the opportunity to move up into the front building, like the big main building that was originally a huge house on Esplanade. And it's a big old building, and there's a big apartment there that has a dining room, a kitchen, a living room, and a bedroom, and a big hall closet storage area, and, the bathroom and all. And it's got 2 fireplaces, and it's got a huge bay window in the bedroom, and like, it was a cool apartment. Like, for an old shitty building, it was a cool apartment. So we took advantage of it. We moved in there. But we weren't there long before Mickey tested me. Mickey tested me hard, and I threw his ass out. Sure did. Threw his ass out. I told him, "You got to get the fuck out." Bobby Joe, my dear, dear friend Bobby Joe, she threw her husband David out at the same time. And so Bobby Joe was going to come and stay with me, right? Mickey was out, David was out, Bobby Joe and I were about to have a good old springtime as 2 single girls, right? And I'm walking up Dauphine Street in the French Quarter, right by St. Anne's Deli. If any of you know Good Friends Bar, it's at St. Anne and Dauphine. Anyway, I'm walking right there, and there's Mickey on the street. Y'all, and he walks up to me in the middle of St. Anne and Dauphine and gets on his knees on the street in the middle of the intersection. I'm not talking on the sidewalk. In the middle of the intersection, drops to his knees, grabs me by my hips, and starts crying, tears streaming down his eyes, begging me, don't, please take me back. Please take me back." And I looked at him and said, "Honey, you are embarrassing yourself. Get up. Get up. You're embarrassing yourself. No." And I went on about my business. And since I was fired, from French Casino, well, and me and Bobby Joe decided we were just going to be hookers. I mean, listen, it was my old trade. I mean, it's not like it's something I didn't know. And I was hooking anyway when I was dancing. So I was just cutting out like the middleman of the strip club, and I was going straight to the source and making the money straight from the tricks without giving the club a cut. So that's what we were doing. And one night, I'm out, and there's this older guy who kind of looks like a biker. He's very biker Jesus. If any of you know what I mean by that, you know how they portray Jesus in the white Christian, it's very. White Christians love to paint Jesus like he was a white biker, okay, a hot white biker. And that's what this guy looked like. And he drove a beat up old 1950s red pickup truck, right? So I go with him, and I knew him. Okay, I knew him. Like, I knew him around and stuff. So I go with him, y'all, and we are parked outside the quarter on Esplanade, not far from my apartment. We're parked, and I'm going down on him. And he wraps his hand in the back of my hair and shoves my head down on him hard to gag me. I raised up off of him immediately, and I was like, dude, don't do that. Like, I have been sexually assaulted. Please don't do that. I don't react well. He tried doing it again. I came up off of the dick again, and I said, listen, man, I'm telling you, don't fucking grab my hair and don't shove my head on your dick. I'm going to go off if you do it again. I'm warning you. And I told him, I'm warning you. Y'all, I go back down there to finish what I started, and he wraps that damn hand in my hair again and shoves my head down on it as hard as he can. And I bit. I bit clear through till I felt my teeth touch and my mouth filled with blood. And if y'all want to know what happened next, child, y'all know the routine. Be here tomorrow, and I will too. I love you all. I love you all for watching, and I love you for the comments. Talk to you later. Bye bye.